Hey y'all, it's Mocha Mima. I'm here today to give y'all some Hump Day Hot Topics. Let me play my intro and we'll get into it. Work, work, work. To me, I can work, 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 work. See me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me for that work, 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 work. When you walk a line, 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 line. In the girl, them hurt, dirt, 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 dirt. Try me, I deserve it. Let the devil lurking. Yeah. You make a like, now you not like. You the nicest. Nobody touched me in a crisis. Nobody touched me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'ma leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, work, work. Hey y'all, it's Mocha Mima. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, an extra special welcome. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, click on the bell button for the uploads. And y'all, let's get into these Hump Day Hot Topics, y'all. You see, it's a mixed bag going on. All right, the first one. Oh, y'all, this is just so sad. All right, the young child you see here, young girl, her name is, and I want to say her name correctly, her name is Naima Lagan. She is from Waldorf, Maryland. Last Saturday night, she went with some friends to a party in Washington, D.C. They stopped at the 24-hour McDonald's by U and 14th Street Northwest. This is being reported by the Shade Room and Fox 5 in D.C. And this was some of this was said in the juvenile proceeding that was on Monday. I guess the kids got into an argument over some sweet and sour sauce, of all things. They got into an argument over sweet and sour sauce. It turns physical. They got out of the car. They were fighting right outside the McDonald's there on the corner of U Street. And what happened was one of the young girls there stabbed her in her torso and her abdomen. So when they went to court, the attorney that was there for the young girl said that she claimed self-defense, but the prosecution is saying they have video surveillance of the fight, that the fight was over, and that Naima was getting back into the car when the girl, I guess, approached her and stabbed her. Naima and I guess the other children were set to start school on Monday in D.C., and the family is torn up by it. Her mother's quoted as saying, "Naima was a beautiful, smart, funny, and unique young lady who loved life. She was loved and admired by so many people. Naima loved music, the arts, basketball, and she was shaping up to be a master barber. She had just been hired to work at Krispy Kreme as a donut specialist and was preparing to get her driver's license. The impact of this senseless loss has affected our family, our friends, and our community. Naima will never see her prom or her graduation. Will not get to see her graduate from college or get married or have kids." Oh, y'all, it's sad. It's just so sad that our young people these days, and even people my age, and I'm late 50s, knocking on 60s door, people have these petty arguments about nothing, Neighbor Ricky Graves Jr., whose son was good friends with Naima, said she was a beautiful person. She was the first person his son met when she arrived there, and his son was just too grief-stricken to speak. And I guess there were 2 other teens killed in D.C. in unrelated matters that weekend. And I guess they're going to start a curfew starting this week on, I guess, in that area. U Street corridor, they say, is on that list. So people, we just have to watch out for our young people. And I guess the school that she was going to is Thomas Stone High School in Charles, and I guess in Charles County. I don't know. I don't know Charles County at all down there. I know some of the other counties. They put a statement out, and it's just very sad. So prayers to the family. This is just tough. And that other young girl she's being charged with, I think it said second degree murder. So they may be able to plead it down, but yes, second degree murder as a juvenile, and among multiple other serious charges. So it's a rough one. Like it's terrible. So rest in peace to Naima. She was a pretty girl, and probably would have gone far in this life, but things like this happen. Our next story is about Fulton County Jail. We all know Trump was there last week, him and his 18 friends getting booked down there in that jail, but they were lucky enough, except for Harrison Floyd, who I heard got bailed out yesterday. I have to research that and see if it's true. Yesterday he got bailed out late last night or something. So this young man named Samuel Lawrence he had been locked up since December on a second degree arson charge, and this is being reported on by Hollywood Unlocked. And he was someone else who also had mental illness. However, he had written a letter to the Civil Rights Division about complaining about how he had endured beatings from the inmates and from the officers. And his aunt said that he talked about one time he was in handcuffs, he was being beaten, stomped, and kicked in the head. And they said he suffered from bipolar disorder, and and the quite a few of the people who have died. I think 7 people have died in that prison or jail rather since the year started. I know of 2 of them that have definitely died from that had mental health issues. The Department of Justice is investigating this jail. It says in the article, according to Fox 5 Atlanta, they have no water, no working toilet, decrease in food. And I guess this was for him, having to sleep on a hard metal floor. I mean, it's one thing to lock people up, but you have to give them. You have to take care of them when they're in police custody. And this is just, or I should say, they're really in custody of the state. So this is just terrible. I feel bad for the family, but they need to sue, contact Ben Crump, because he's already taking care of the other cases that's going on there. Oh, this is just terrible. All right, our next is about Lake Lanier down in Georgia. Just after 3 p.m. Saturday, the man, Edgar Martinez, 23 years old, I guess he went under the water, never resurfaced. They pulled him from the water. He was found dead. Now, the legend says that Lake Lanier was built on top of a city that was where Black people lived, and I guess they killed the people in that city and burnt the city down. I'm not sure exactly what the legend is. You guys can Google it and look it up, but that's why so many people end up hurt and killed in that lake. I don't know if Usher's stepson was in that lake when that happened to him. I'm not sure. I don't remember because that was some years ago. But rest in peace to that young man losing his life there. Oh, it was terrible. So y'all, now moving on to pop culture. Y'all know this is Pinky Doll. Y'all remember her from TikTok. She was doing the AI stuff. Corn, I like corn. And this is every time like someone would buy, send a lightning gift, or I like ice cream. Ooh, smell the roses. She was doing all that kind of stuff. Well, this is what we saw out of Pinky Doll when we would see her on TikTok. But this is what she looks like in real life. She is a beautiful dark-skinned black woman, or I shouldn't say dark-skinned. She's a medium brown skin or whatever you want to call it. Black woman, very pretty. And what she was doing was she was using that filter, and she used that filter to make her money. I ain't mad at her. She was at the Streamy Awards the other night, and that's when they got to see who she really was. And I mean, they said that when she first started this, she was making like $7,000 a week. So hey, if she's making $7,000 a week, then TikTok was getting. If she's making 7,000, TikTok was getting 21,000 of that, because TikTok only gives you like a quarter of what you get in coins. I think that's what it is. So hey, shout out to Pinky Dog, girl, get your coin. You know. All right, next story. Okay, so Apple has a big a reveal coming up. I believe it's September 12th. I have Apple devices, and they sent me the invitation to join. You know how they send the blanket email out to everybody to come to their little thing that they're having. So I guess now they're getting rid of the lightning cable, and they're going to go with the USB-C charger for the iPhone 15. We already use our USB charger for our MacBooks. We use it for the newer what do they call this? iPads. We use that charger. So I guess they're trying to be universal, because I think that's what a lot of the Android cell phones now use. So I guess they're trying to adapt with it and whatnot. I'm fine with it. I have the lightning cables. I have plenty of the other cables because my grandsons had all those different devices, and what do you call it? The Nintendo Switch and everything else uses it. So I'm good with it. But people are complaining. They're upset. What can you do? It's not going to stop people from getting the iPhone 15. I have a 13. I'm not going to get a 15, but I will probably get a 16, or I'll get a 15 once the 17 is out. I stay behind on my phones because I hate having to deal with the upgrades. One of my daughters, she likes to have that phone. So that phone comes out. It comes out this year. So my daughter is due to get an upgrade if she chooses. So she'll probably end up getting it. So I'll let you guys know how that iPhone 15 is. All right, y'all. The U.S. Open is in New York, and Queens is at Flushing Meadows Park. And y'all, the celebrities was out. These are the only ones that I care about. The Obamas, of course, that's Black royalty. Queen Latifah was there with that. I like that skirt she had on with her Jimi Hendrix T-shirt, and you see Michelle Obama there in her greatness. I love her. Me and her are the same age, but I look like a dish rag half the time, and she's always looking gorgeous. I like that dress she got on. Then you see up here in the corner, Venus Williams. Venus did play in the Open, and she already was eliminated. I think that it was yesterday, I believe it was, that she got eliminated. But shout out to her. Venus, now is in her early 40s. She went out there and played, so I give her props. But the person who I'm really here to talk to y'all about, and y'all saying, Mocha Mima, what are you doing? What are you talking about sports? Y'all know I talk about everything, and if it's a sports story that got black people, I'm going to talk about it. But this is my girl right here, Coco Gauff. Look at her, beautiful young girl. She's 19 years old. Look at that hair. Go ahead, Coco, bringing them braids up in there and letting them know. That's right, putting that number one. That's right, girl. So y'all, let me tell you, here's Coco in the match that she had yesterday. Coco, y'all know they got the racism and everything going on in there. But before I play that, let me play you this preview from Good Morning America. It's a preview of the U.S. Open, and there's some other things I didn't know about, some other people playing. So I want to show y'all that before I get into what was going on with Coco.
Of the U.S. Open. And this morning, we want to take a look at some of the very strong American contenders this year, including a Wimbledon darling and a former champ who continues to prove that age is just a number.
It's the biggest.
not to mention the loudest Grand Slam. And this year, the home crowd has a whole lot to cheer for. From 25-year-old Francis Tiafoe, who fought his way to the semifinals here last year.
Good response.
And told us just last week on GMA.
It's going to be a totally different experience for me, coming in the top 10 in the world. So I'm just taking it day by day and honestly just trying to go out and have a lot of fun out there.
He's the biggest of winners here.
And the man Tiafoe calls the mayor, Christopher Eubanks. Just a few months ago, he was more famous for being a commentator on the Tennis Channel.
I jumped at the opportunity. So I reached out a couple months ago. I said, you know what, I want to do Tennis Channel.
But then he stunned the world at this year's Wimbledon, making it further than any other American.
Good for you, Christopher Eubanks.
On the women's side, Jess Pegula and Coco Gauff are coming in with a lot of heat. The doubles partners and dear friends, each winning important warm-up tournaments. And tonight, the return of a fan favorite, Venus Williams, back here at Arthur Ashe Center Court. At the age of 43, could she take home her third U.S. Open trophy?
She's dealt with a lot over the last few years. Her body hasn't said it's over yet. And so she keeps showing up. And the tennis world is absolutely thrilled to see her. And you can imagine what that ovation is going to be on Tuesday night when she hits the court.
Venus hits the court tonight at 7 p.m., followed by Carlos Alcaraz. And you can see all of the U.S. Open action starting at 12 noon Eastern on ESPN. For now, though, back to you.
So, y'all, Venus was out there doing her thing. So, like I said, that was yesterday from Good Morning America. And Venus lost her match, and that's all right. Venus was there. Serena, as you know, she just had a baby last week, so she could. And there was some people that asked, "Where's Serena?" Rather, like, come on, she had a baby. She can't. She could bounce back, but she can't bounce back that quick. But I don't know if she's even what she's gonna do. So anyway, let me set this up for you. So Coco Gauff, who's 19, is playing this woman, Laura Siegemund, from Germany, who's 36 years old. Now, I didn't check on Laura's history in the game because I really didn't care. I know Coco's been around for like maybe 4 years or so. And Coco's been doing the thing. Serena and Venus have been around for a while. Naomi Osaka has been around for a while. So I don't know who this woman is who came in all her caucasity. So anyway, she comes in and she's moving all slow. And with tennis, tennis is a quick-paced game, but she's when it's Coco's turn to serve, she's not ready. She's walking around, she's taking her time, she's not at the line or whatever for Coco to serve. She's going to wipe up on the towel. You can't keep wiping off on that towel like that. You can't keep getting water. You can't keep getting snacks. You can't be sitting down. So listen, Coco had enough of her. So I'm going to play you what Coco said to the referee.
On her side,
yeah.
enough.
Ready.
So y'all, Coco let the ref know, and she let her know. She was stern. She let her know what the deal was. Later on, Coco said in an interview with someone else later that Michelle Obama told her good for standing up for herself. That's right, Coco. You were firm and about it, and you were right. There was even, I had seen a clip somewhere and I was trying to find it where they took a mini break where you go over and they have a little snack. Like Coco had a little thing there. It looked like it had maybe some crackers, some cheese, and some grapes in it. So Coco was standing there eating, and this Laura, whatever, was over there sitting in her chair, relaxing. No, get your 36-year-old butt up. Let me put Coco back up here. Get your 36-year-old butt up and gets to playing. You can't know. You may do this over in Germany, but you're not doing this at the U.S. Open. At the U.S. Open, you're going to get up and you're going to play because this is a competition. So needless to say, all she did with her stuff, and then she went over to the referee and she said something. And you know, she's in New York. There's a whole bunch of stars. So you know, as you saw in the video, they was booing her and everything else. We're not putting up with your foolishness, lady. So y'all, then Coco, of course, won. So I can't remember if it was straight sets or not, but it don't even matter. She won. So Coco, here's Coco's post-match interview. I love this young child, I love her. Let me see. Let me put it up here for y'all.
Gauff.
I love her. I love her. I only watch tennis a little bit, you know, here and there. And we used to have in Connecticut what was called the Pilot Pen tennis match, and then I think they started calling it something else. And I used to get free tickets a lot, but I would give them away to people and I would never go. I can't sit out in the heat like that. All right, so y'all, then, so then, of course, because Laura didn't win, so, you know, I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna play it because you'll see. But listen, you see, Coco has won 12 of her last 13 matches. So listen, give it up for her. And you see she's a very humble person where she could be very arrogant and everything else. So shout out to her. I love her. All right, here's Miss Corcassity.
If you played a great...
Let me run it back some.
Treated me like I was a bad person. Would I enjoy more if you played a great shot and people would scream and give you the respect you deserve for your performance in that moment? Yes, you enjoy it more. And what do I play tennis for? I'm 35. What do I play tennis for? I made good money, you know, I'm not going to probably reach my best rankings anymore, not in singles. I play out there for the people. I play for the effort. I can still play. My body is giving me the chance to play a little bit more. And I know there are fans out there that appreciate fighting and not giving up and just good sport. And yeah, I think it's the first time I'm crying in a press conference. I thought you're, as a tennis player, you are a performer. You owe the people. You owe the kids that watch. You owe the people that buy tickets for a lot of money. And I'm just a bit, I mean, at the end of the day, I go home and I can look at myself and I can say, I did a great job. But did I get anything from the people for that? I didn't. Maybe it's not zero. Maybe it feels like zero right now. But it feels pretty much like a flat zero. Even less than a zero because they treated me bad. Like they treated me like I was a cheater, like I was like trying, sneaky ways to win this match or something. They treated me like I was a bad person. But there are people who are throwing rackets, who are screaming, who are like making bad gestures toward the audience. I did not one moment in the whole match, and there was a lot of tension going on. Not one moment I did anything. I was just slow. And that's something in the rule. I get my time violation. That's fine. Yeah. No, I don't know.
Do you think?
Treated me like I was a bad person. Would I?
I just want to keep her face up here. Listen, white lady, you got a lot of nerve. You're coming over here to the United States, where when our black people go over to Europe and they play, they're called nigger, among other things. They're called niggers, monkeys, and everything else. So you got a lot of freaking nerve coming over here talking about how you were treated bad. You weren't treated bad. You were up there being lazy and not doing the job, not playing the game. If you can't play the game, retire. If you can't keep up with the young people, maybe it's time for you to stop playing. You see, Venus is still playing, and she's 43. If you can't do it, then you need to sit your ass down and come here crying, oh, you were treated like a zero. Listen, maybe over in the mediocrity over in Germany, maybe you're better than the mediocre women over there. But when you come up to the U.S. with the athletes we have over here, you have to step your game up. And yes, a 19-year-old girl who is dedicated to her craft just whipped your ass. So know what you can do? You can cry in your pillow and take your ass back to Germany. Ugh, make me sick. So shouts out to my girl Coco. You did your thing, child. You did your thing. So hopefully, I believe she might be playing again today. And I'm not sure. She was playing earlier. I'm not sure how that match made up. I'll report on it tomorrow when I do my Thursday Hot Topics. But y'all, these people, don't try me. Let me go on to my next story. Y'all, you know my girl, Beyonce. She just left Las Vegas, Beygas. You see that play on words, Las Vegas? You see her here. She is now in California. She is performing, getting ready to perform tonight in San Francisco. She performs tonight in San Francisco. Then I think they're off tomorrow. And then they're on to Inglewood, California. And they're playing Inglewood for three nights. And maybe it's over the week. But I know one of those nights, it falls on her birthday. Her birthday, as we know, is September 4th. So they have some things planned for September 4th for her, because she hasn't done, I don't think she's done a concert on her birthday in years, if ever. I forget, I read about it, but I don't remember what it says. So the mayor of Santa Clara, California, gave her the honorary key to the city, made her the honorary mayor. So shout out to my girl Beyonce, doing the thing. Let me tell you, she slayed those outfits in Vegas. She had on one that was silver, and then they had a thing like a heart on it over her heart. Beautiful. Then she had the silver fringe outfit. Y'all, she is doing the thing, and I can't wait to see her. Listen, I will see her in less than a month in Louisiana, so I cannot wait. So shout out to my girl Beyonce, and more Beyonce news. Jay-Z becomes the first person to be followed by Beyonce on Instagram. You see here, there's his name. You see she has 3.9. I can't read it. 3.96, 3 point something million followers, and one person she's following, Jay-Z. She ain't even following her mama. And that might be because, you know, her mama be acting up on Instagram. Miss Tina is a mess. So on Instagram, but that's how mothers are online. So shout out once again to my girl B. Oh, these two right here. So on the latest episode of Love in Hip Hop Atlanta, Spice and Erica Mena got into a argument, and Spice was throwing some colorist jabs. I mean, Erica Mena was throwing some colorist jabs at Spice, calling her a monkey. So they are calling for her ass to be fired. People are upset. You know, they talk about how some people in the Latino community, you know, they want to act like they're Afro-Latina or whatever, so that they can use the N-word when they can. But then they will talk about your dark skin in a minute. So this is a big thing all over. I don't know if Erica is going to be able to get her way, you know, get herself out of this. We'll see what Viacom does about it, and what Viacom, MTV, and they are just writing to Mona Scott like crazy, saying they want her done. They want her out of there. They are sick of her. Erica, you can't be messing up the bag, because this is your only income beside them Tubi movies they say you be doing. So you need to watch yourself, because you ain't getting no child support from Safari. So you got yourself in the pickle. This trash right here, Kim Kardashian. This was from the Neighborhood Talk. She's embarrassed by Kanye showing his bare behind when he's sitting. He's in, I believe he's in Italy with his wife. So she's like, oh, how's she going to explain it to the kids? The same way you're going to explain that sex tape with Ray J to the kids, or you're going to explain how all the men that you screwed, the same way you're going to explain all that to your kids. So when you figure that out, then you figure out how their father's unwashed ass, because we know he don't bathe and he stinks. So you can explain that to them then. So that's enough on her head. Oh, and this is for y'all that like to fly. This airline, Corendon, they fly from Amsterdam to the island of Curacao. I wonder if Curacao is run by the Dutch like Aruba is. But they fly from Amsterdam to Curacao, and they have child-free zones on their flights. They offer over 100 seats that are child-free. So that way people don't have to deal with their crying babies. They must have a lot of people going from Amsterdam to Curacao. So listen, you could at me, whatever. Y'all know where I'm at. You could at me. I don't blame them, because when I go on flights, I bring my Beats headphones. I make sure I took the Benadryl. I done took the Dramamine and everything, so I don't hear people talking, and I don't hear them and their kids crying. So hey, it is what it is. For my last story, this was posted by Too Raw, Too Real. Follow him on Twitter and on TikTok. He will give you your whole life. He supports the Biden administration. He loves Kamala Harris. So if y'all didn't hear about it, Mitch being frozen again, it was what I call it earlier. I call it the Mitch twitch. And I mean, I know it's in poor taste to make fun of him, but I can't make fun of him because I have seizures myself. So I'm going to play you this clip first that goes back to July.
This week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press? Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it back. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
Could you address what happened here at the start of the press conference, and was it related to your injury from earlier this year where you suffered a concussion? Is that...
No, I'm fine.
You're fine, you're fully able to do your job?
All right, now that was reported by CNN. Now, y'all, Mitch got may have a little blood clot somewhere. He got a little something going on up in that brain, because that was barely a month ago when that happened. So this is what happened today.
By Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell this afternoon. Thanks for joining us here at 4. I'm Ashley Kirkland.
And good afternoon to you. I'm Cherie Polello. This all happened as the 81-year-old senator met with the media after delivering some remarks over at a Northern Kentucky business-to-business leaders. WLWT News John London was there. He joins us here in studio tonight. And I know there were a lot of questions, still are tonight, John. A lot of questions, but also I think a lot of concern.
Well, there is concern, and you know, it appeared that he heard the questions or didn't hear the questions, and then there was a long pause, and that's what created the concern. Senator McConnell has always been very measured and deliberate in his remarks and responses, but today he appeared much more shaky and a bit unsteady. Here he is entering a room full of business executives in Covington, smiling and shaking hands per usual. He delivered about a 20-minute address touching on familiar topics such as building a new bridge across the river, what it would take to avoid a government shutdown this fall. Afterwards, he walked away unsteadily down a few steps from the podium, caught himself as if about to fall as he approached a chair. McConnell's staff had arranged for a brief news conference downstairs where he adjusted his glasses, said okay, and was ready to go, and was asked for his view of running for another term 3 years from now.
I'm sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
That's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
And about 15 seconds later, another aide asked if he wanted to continue. He indicated he did, took a couple more questions, which an aide had to repeat, and walked away with staff at his side. I followed to the sidewalk where I watched as he made his way into a waiting car and then drove off.
Yeah, certainly a scary situation, and especially considering what he's had happen in the last few weeks and months, John. And I went to that same event last year, and obviously definitely a different McConnell there today.
I think too, you know, we were talking about this earlier, what happened back in July. We had another instance like this. It lasted, I believe it was 19 seconds when he froze the last time. This was about 30 seconds. You're in the audience. What are you thinking at that point?
Well, I mean, he did look shaky and unsteady today, and of course everybody in the media was wondering what was going on. His staff sent word later that he had a bout of lightheadedness, that he was feeling lightheaded, that he is fine now, but that he intends to consult with a physician before his next event.
All right, John London live with us today. John, thanks for the insight. I know you know so many of our local.
Y'all, listen, that may have been like a focal seizure or something. I don't know. He got something going on. Listen, he needs to step down like they talk about Dianne Feinstein and all this kind of stuff. Listen, Mitch. Time's up, bruh. The fall is coming. Winter is coming, like they say. When it comes to, was it Game of Thrones? I never watched it, but I know they say winter's coming. Mitch, you already fell and got a concussion. I remember, what was it, last year? You had the bruised up hands and face like you had fallen, and you had no excuse for what happened. He's married to, what's her name? Elaine Chao. Elaine looked good last time I seen her. Mitch, it's time to stop. Mitch is, 80-something years old? There's some 80-something-year-olds that still got it going on and whatnot. Mitch is starting to have serious health issues. He needs to stop. He needs to go. They need to replace him with someone else. He does not need to run again. So what I have to do now is investigate and see who would take Mitch's place if he goes, who is the next, who they would vote in to the Senate to be, who would they vote in? Jeez. Be quiet. That's my daughter's cat in the background. She's always crying. Y'all, this right here, this is a hot mess. I got to do some research on this. Now I got to go down the rabbit hole with that on Mitch to see who they would replace him, because they're going to have to get him out of there. So y'all, thank you so much for being here for my hot topics, for my Hump Day Hot Topics. Y'all make sure you like and subscribe. Click on the bell button for uploads. I will be here tomorrow with my Thirsty Thursday Hot Topics. Like I had said the other day, I'm not sure if it's going to be pre-record or if I'll be live. I really want to be live for you guys, but sometimes when I get off work, I just don't have the energy. So we will see. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for being here, and remember this.
Say it with me, kids. If protecting my peace makes me the villain, then bitch, my name is Thanos.
All right, y'all. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. I forgot one story. I forgot one story. Let me see where it is on my slides. What happened? I thought yes, I forgot. Yes, I did. I forgot this one story. Y'all, listen, I hate to interrupt y'all, and some of y'all probably did miss this. All right. So I don't know if y'all heard about it, but in Ambridge, Pennsylvania, at a black church there, people noticed a white man with like a camo vest, a red hat. You know, I'm thinking, was this a MAGA hat? White t-shirt, walking around with a long gun, walking around near the church. So the people got on it and called the police. Child, it was a man out there, and I just said, I'll just put the church up there. The man out there that was going to do a mass shooting at the church. The police went to his house. They found some stuff written on a notebook and some other evidence. His house was a hot mess. He was talking about his brother or somebody who was missing. It was just a hot mess. They said the house appeared, and this is being reported by KDKA CBS News in Pittsburgh. They said he was ready to have a shootout or whatever with the cops in his house. He was ready to have a standoff. They found meth, and his I guess he was mentally decompensated because of the meth use. Child, these people are a mess. Y'all watch out wherever you go. Listen, I go to the grocery store. I keep my head on a swivel because you never know what's going on. Now school is going back to session. I'm scared for my grandkids. I'm scared, you know, because my granddaughter's in graduate school. My grandkids are going back to elementary and high school. I am so nervous. I'm nervous for all the kids. I'm nervous for everybody. And it's like, I realize like my nervousness is what keeps me in the house. So y'all just be careful. Keep your head on the swivel and just, y'all. So with that, y'all, I'm now gonna end it. I just wanted to put that up there and just tell y'all, keep your head on a swivel at all times. So y'all, let me go back to my outro, and I'll see you in the next video.
I believe that all of your dreams are the real.